knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway. Knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look at Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out their chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Let it tumble for the snow, we still gon' break holes. If we win the point flip, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth D's. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
It was funny, guys. I was coming on here to tell you I quit. I can't do this no more like I do every season because this is a Bears show. We're Bears fans, and at least we beat the Packers. That goes a long way for me. I'm just going to let everyone know it goes a long way for me. I can deal with a lot of hurt as long as the Packers are the team on the other end. I'm Brian the Grizzly here. We got Grant the Cub. We got Baron in here. How you guys feeling?
Honestly, I didn't watch most of the game because I was coming back to college, but I'm happy that we won.
Just another wasted season that we had high expectations for, and we feel like we're back at square one again. So you look forward to next year, I guess.
All right, well, we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about the game, talk about the season overall, talk about the head coaching carousel that's going on. So, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You hear the Packers, you beat the Packers because you hurt everybody. So this is what we do. F the Packers. I don't care. I hope that ruins their playoff chances. I hope everything bad happens to them. Matter of fact, if I saw one of them, you're burning on the side of the road, I'll just keep on driving.
Don't go that far.
I'll just keep on driving.
Don't go that far.
I wouldn't call nobody. Like, did you call? Can you gotta use your phone? I ain't got one. You're on your phone now.
That's way too far.
That's how it is for me. I'm a Green Bay hater 100%. I almost didn't put this Mighty Ducks jersey up here because it's too close to the Packers color.
Yeah.
I hate it. It just makes me want to vomit a little bit. But we beat them, and I'm happy about it. Let's run through the game real quick. The first quarter, so the Bears got started with special teams. They used 3 phases. Josh Blackwell, they had it was a fake like punt from one way. They threw it to the other. 94-yard punt return. Let's go. Touchdown Bears. Feeling good, right?
Yep.
Then we come back. The Green Bay come back with a field goal. McManus hits I think it was a 37-yard field goal, 38-yard field goal. So he did that. And then of course we drive down the field in the second quarter, which is great. So first off, when I go back to that first quarter, this was the first time we ended the first quarter with a lead.
All season.
That tells you that tells you the story right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the first time we ended the first quarter with the lead.
Yeah.
All season, we did not score a touchdown on opening drive. All season.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, we had a hard time getting off on the right foot, but we kept it going. The second quarter, we got DeAndre Swift scored a touchdown, 4-yard rush. They drove right down the field. I think it was a three-play, 21-yard drive. I think it was from the punch from
Jalen Johnson. Yeah,
that punch, which would have drove me crazy because he didn't go for the tackle. He went for the punch all the way, and just happy to work out.
Yeah,
so, we got that. But then Packers kind of got on the board. Josh Jacobs drove right down the field. A 7-play, 63-yard drive. Kicked the field goal. It worked out. Then they do 11-play, 68-yard drive. and they kicked the field goal at the end of that, so they scored 10. And they do another one. So overall, it goes 14-13 at halftime. I'm feeling good at that at halftime because, whatever. We usually getting our butts whooped.
Right.
I'm feeling good. All right, so come in. No one scores in the third quarter after halftime. All those adjustments that happened, nobody scored in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the fourth quarter, we got DJ Moore who catches up a good pass from Caleb and runs it in. DJ Moore, who has to catch a short pass, because that's all they end up doing, really, is throw him little small runs, whatever, and let him do whatever he does. And he makes magic happen again and scores a touchdown. Then we get the Packers come back with another touchdown and 2-point conversion, even though the Bears could have stopped the game right there. They had a chance. So it was so bad. And then McManus just weak. So DJ Moore catches the ball, fumbles the ball.
Yeah.
He ends to salt the game away. He fumbles the ball. They could go back. McManus kicks a field goal. They go up 22-21. I'm like, the Bears are going to bear.
They're going to bear. I was thinking the same thing.
Well, luckily for us, Caleb, he might not be good in all the rest of the quarters, but he's good at the end of the game. 6 play, 47-yard drive, a field goal. I'm like, not again. Not another field goal. And somehow it snuck through Cairo Santos. It's a 51-yard field goal, sneaks through. We beat the Packers. Thank God. I don't have to come in here and just curse everybody else out. We win. It's a great feeling. It's a great game. I just felt great about overall how I went. How did it go for you guys?
I'll let you start off, Baron.
I didn't really watch it because I was driving up most of the time, so I wasn't really paying attention. I did catch like a little bit of the end because I was just came back, so I'm just packing my stuff in the room. I saw the end with Cairo Santos kick. And my dad called talking about the fumble, and he was popping mad.
Yeah. So I watched the whole game, and like I said, I was assuming, the Bears are going to bear at some point. But I wanted to allude to something too that I've noticed these past couple of weeks. Of course, the debacle that happened on Thursday night against Seattle. That we always saying how the defense was. They put up the stats how from the first part of before Eberflus was fired to after how bad the defense was playing. They were playing on Sunday. They played a good game on Thursday against Seattle, but they were playing. They were hitting. Byard, you saw the sack he had on Malik Willis. That was a hit.
Yeah. Who that hit? He right in the chest.
That was a hit. So, like I said, I mean, that showed that the guys, they took this rivalry very serious. And they understand that after a long, heartbreaking, stressful season, they were able to come out on top. And, like I said, the effort was there. And like I said, Caleb, once again, I can't knock him. In the fourth quarter, he shows up. He shows up. But it's good for Cairo Santos to get the field goal, the monkey off his back, especially after the block field goal, and they were trying to do the Lambeau leap.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was great.
They had to push them out, but it was a fun game to watch. Unfortunately, we didn't get to the playoffs, but like I said, that was stepping stone for the hopefully stepping for next year.
All about. Hey, Martin's in the building. Hey, Brian, congrats, man. Look, I'm just glad to hear from you. Martin's been he's the reason why I continue to do the show and why I was able to find you guys and do anything. It's all about Martin, keeping me interested in the football stuff, and I appreciate him. And
shout out Martin.
We're gonna give him a couple more weeks to figure out some stuff. And I'm telling you, by the end of the beginning of the new NFL year, Martin will be back. Martin will be great. And guys, you don't have to miss him because he will be here. I promise you.
All right.
He's doing great. Good job, man. He's awesome. So I haven't seen you on all these weeks, man. It comes to a Bear show. Appreciate him coming, man. Anytime I can have Martin, it's great. Yeah, he says, he's been doing a lot. But he misses us, and we need to make sure we support and be here for him. Definitely. So shout out to Martin for always. As far as the game goes, we were 10.5-point underdogs at the beginning of the game. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The truth is we hurt everybody. Right, Jordan Love was out. We just kept on. I was sad to hear about Christian Watson tearing his knee up. That was very unfortunate. But we still couldn't stop the run, and we were somehow luckily they took out Josh Jacobs, because I think he would have ran all the way up and down us.
Yeah.
So when we say the defense did a good job, I think that they actually took away a lot of the problems that we could have had.
Yeah.
When you look at the Packers, they were 1-4 against the division this year, and they should have lost to us the time before. They should have been, so they ended up 1-5 overall. They should have been 0-6.
Yeah,
they should have been, because they should have lost that first game from us when that blocked field goal. This division should have destroyed Green Bay. So that's interesting in itself. But let's talk about the Bears. We end up 5-12, 1-7 away. So we cannot play away at all. No. We had a 10-game losing streak where 4 of those games we definitely should have won. And you can see that we've lost other games because of bad coaching. All those things are true. When you look back at our season, what kind of comes to mind for you guys? Go Baron, you go first, and then we'll go to Grant.
The Bear season. Bear season.
It's just a Bear season. This is just what you used to.
yeah. Like probably should have won 9 or 10, screwed away 5 of them, and that's pretty much what happens normally.
Okay. What was your takeaway, Grant?
I think it goes back to Hard Knocks. I think it stems back to that. I didn't want the Bears to get that. I didn't want all the limelight coming on the Bears. I felt that was a big distraction. But I just think, maybe you talked about it before. The overhyping of a rookie quarterback coming in that's going to be our savior when we still have needs. And all of those needs got exposed throughout the whole year. Couldn't stop the run. A rookie quarterback getting used to weapons, and like a DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Keenan Allen, bringing in Roma Dunze, all that stuff that people thought that was going to be like out the gate on fire. But we live in a reality where that was going to take some time. And like I said, and also it goes back to Eberflus. I felt they shouldn't have kept him past last year. And like I said, we're reaping the benefits of that now, because his in-game situations at the end of the game is not very good, wasn't very good. So I think it comes down to, looking back at this season compared to last year, where we were a 7-win team, and coming back to a losing 12 games, that shows that it starts from the top, and there needs to be an overhaul of culture in that locker room, especially with all the guys that are maybe staying or maybe going. So, yeah.
All right. I think we saw a couple things. One, I think we saw the Bears finish, which is good. To see a team who was losing actually finish their journey. That's a great thing. So I don't want to tell what Martin says, because that's the first thing. So March 12th, new season, but I'll probably be back before then. Whenever he comes back there, we're blessed to have him. So that's a good thing. So they finished the season. I'm happy with that. I knew what we were going to walk into. When you see a team, see a GM build the team from the outside in without fixing any of the problems, and then you had a quarterback in Justin Fields who eliminated a lot of the issues that we have with actually blocking. We're inconsistent. We had 27 different combinations of starting offensive linemen. Yeah, 27 different combinations. That tells you that we weren't the stability wasn't there. So when you bring in a quarterback, and the first thing you did was keep Eberflus, so you didn't have a good marriage there, right, with a new quarterback. So I think it would have been a better job if you're going to decide to keep Eberflus, to keep Justin Fields, to build offensive line, build your defense up. And I know he might not be someone you can win with. Overall, the big thing, but you build up the team to then put someone Arch Manning or someone like that in the middle of all of that. Yeah. We thought too much of ourselves because we're what was on the outside, which was the skill group, instead of realizing football is still played between the trenches. Yes, no matter, Detroit did a wonderful job, right? Detroit was killing it this season. You know what Detroit has? The best offensive line in the entire NFL. You know what Detroit had on defense? They had a defensive line that, even though when they got hurt, they had line at the line of people that put pressure on the quarterback. That's what you do. Why is Philadelphia still good, even with Sirianni being their coach? Because their offensive line and defensive line are great. This is what you need in the NFL. You can't put a rookie quarterback behind them, behind this offensive line that wasn't going to work. You just can't do it.
Mm-hmm. Like, look at the Chargers. They don't have a single good receiver outside of McConkey.
But they have an offensive line, and they have a coach who's willing to lead them. And guess what they are? They're in the freaking playoffs.
Yep. With the guy that we could have had. Literally, we wanted to pay the money.
So, I mean, and I think that's going to be a problem overall. We see how not wanting a big personality can really ruin an NFL franchise. Mm-hmm. I think that we made a bad decision, and it might have been a Poles decision that just didn't want a big personality when he is running the football operations. Once we hired Kevin Warren, you thought that might change, but maybe they had a bad taste in their mouth before then. Whatever. So we have to resolve that now. Going into the next season, guys, we have all these coaching candidates. I'm going to give you the list of them. I want to know what you guys are thinking. Or how about this? I'm going to read the list. I want you to rank them in your estimating. Okay.
All
right. So we have first. I'm going to put on the first person on the list will be Ben Johnson. Okay. Ben Johnson, number 1. Okay.
Number 1 on the list.
Mike Vrabel, 2.
Number 2.
All right. Brian Flores,
3.
All right. Aaron Glenn, 4. Cliff Kingsbury. This is not in order. I'm just giving you the list. Cliff Kingsbury. All right. That's 5. Anthony Weaver. That's the Dolphins defensive coordinator. 6. Our current coach, Thomas Brown. 7. Joe Brady, the Bills offensive coordinator. 8.
No.
Pete Carroll, who really wants to be a coach. 9. I'm not going to include Matt Campbell because he's an Iowa State head coach. I really don't care about that. I know he's going to be interviewed. But what I'm going to throw in is Mike McCarthy. That's 10.
No.
Okay.
Didn't they just say they just can't not allowing him to interview? So probably no.
So don't give me your top 5.
You want to go first, Baron?
My personal top 5 or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Top 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Your wish list.
1, Ben Johnson. 1, Ben Johnson. That's the easy top one. 2, I would go Brian Flores because of defense, because we need defense.
Mm-hmm. He has a very good relationship with Ryan Poles. It's a very good relationship.
Very good relationship.
Mm-hmm.
3, I'm probably actually go with Kingsbury. I'll probably go with Kingsbury.
Kingsbury, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because we need the connection with Caleb. And right now,
realize that Kingsbury never did coach Caleb. He was never on the coaching staff.
No, he was a
special assistant.
Yeah,
he was special assistant. He was not.
We've seen what he's done. We've seen what he's done in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
See the offense
in Arizona.
Yep.
Okay, keep going. No, I want to hear what else you got.
And also point, they always start hot. They always cool down in the end. 4 is Vrabel. I don't think he's coming. He's going to Patriots. 5 is Mike McCarthy, and I'm actually going to put in a wild card.
Okay.
David Shaw as a wild card. Like some people are talking about him potentially getting an interview. So that's my wild card.
Okay. That wouldn't be my wild card, but I'll tell you mine in a little bit. All right, Grant, you go ahead with your top 5.
Okay, so I have Ben Johnson 1.
Okay.
I have Mike Vrabel 2.
Okay.
I have Brian Flores 3.
Mm-hmm.
I have Pete Carroll 4.
Okay.
And I have Todd Monken 5
Okay.
from
Okay.
Baltimore. So yeah, I'll explain. I mean, if you want to go ahead,
Yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
get to.
I want to hear.
So the reason why I put Ben Johnson, obviously, I think I put him 1, but I still have some concerns about Ben Johnson because, like I said, he's running a good ship over there in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
All the stars are aligning over there, but an offensive coordinator going to a first-time head coach is a big jump. Can you be a leader of men? Because that's the word I'm hearing all around the Bears. Leader of men, leader of men, leader of men. So can he work with Caleb? I can see it. But let's say we do get a Ben Johnson, right? Can you trust him to get the right defensive coordinator so your defense doesn't fall off? Because you see how when we had the offensive guru Mark Trestman, our defense fell off tremendously. So we could get 30, 40 points a game, but we're also giving up 30, 40 points a game. So that's why I put Vrabel 2 and Flores 3, because although they're defensive-minded coaches, they've done it before. And that's what I think. I think with the Bears, they need somebody. We need to stop going for first-time head coaches. I mean, that does work out in some instances, but I feel like guys that have done it before, and I think Vrabel especially is a leader of men, and Flores is a leader of men too, because that defense is playing for him. But like I said, at the end of the day, if the main priority is Caleb Williams and his development, then I think you have to go offensive-minded coach. That's why I said I got Pete Carroll at 4, then Todd Monken at 5, because like I said, those guys are offensive-minded guys.
So that's crazy. You guys are not. You're missing the lead.
Who?
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Okay, so my number 5. I'm gonna go probably Vrabel, but I don't. It's because I think Vrabel's already
going to New England.
He's going to Patriots. He's going to Patriots.
He's going to interview with the Bears tomorrow on Wednesday. But he's going to be a Patriot. I think that's a given. But I'll put him 5. Okay, number 4. I'm going to say trade for Kevin O'Connell. That was a big thing that everyone's talking about. Kevin O'Connell leaving Minnesota, going for someone else. I'm going to put 4 Kevin O'Connell.
Why?
Why
would they accept it?
Why him over Shanahan? Or
because it'll be less. I know that it's a pipe dream. This is whatever. This is for me. My 3rd ranked is Joe Brady, by far. Joe Brady might be the number 1. He's the betting favorite for the Bears job. So I don't know. He's really, you understand? 3 years ago, Brian Daboll was the candidate for the Bears. The Bears missed out on him because of what they did with Josh Allen.
I don't think they missed out.
Brian Daboll, yes, they did, because Brian Daboll would.
He's a good coach.
Perfect. He's a good coach, buddy.
Matter of fact, Brian Daboll will take Justin Fields. The reason why he's not out for New York Giants is because Justin Fields will sign with the Giants, and he will be their starting quarterback. And Brian Daboll is going to make Justin Fields into a good quarterback. Mark my words. Mark my words.
I can see it.
I can see it, but
him with neighbors and a good running game out there in New York. Ooh, I mean that could be very scary.
Him with the 1.
When it happened. So, but Joe Brady. So understand. He ran offices in college. He did at LSU, with Joe Burrow. He's designed offices for Josh Allen, who we see that office definitely works for him. For the last 2 years, they've been doing a good job. He's 35, so he's young. So it fits with all the rest of these guys, and he's not off the same tree as them. Joe Brady's an interesting pick. I have him a little bit lower because I feel like he might be too young. And the only reason you do Joe Brady is you have a very strong-minded defensive head coach, defensive coach, someone like I don't know, a great defensive coordinator.
Vance Joseph, maybe poach him. Try to poach him.
I want someone more seasoned.
If we could get anybody like Vic Fangio, I'm good. I'm in.
So I'm saying like Rex Ryan. Watch this old head coach. They used to play for the Bears.
Ron
Rivera. You know, so if you do Joe Brady with Ron Rivera, I'm in. I'm signing. Okay.
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 So 3, I put Brian Flores. I love the way he's going to be, but I put him lower because he's still suing the NFL. So you're not going to get that.
Right.
I
like Brian Flores though. I really
like
do.
Brian Flores.
I like him. But like you said, that lawsuit is kind of what's hurting him right now. It's
not going to happen. You know.
Yeah.
Number 2, I think Pete Carroll's going to get someone to talk to. Pete Carroll's putting a staff together with a contingency plan. I think that's something that's going to be a reality with a young guy coming in too, a young offensive coordinator too, because he's a defensive-minded head coach with a young gun too. Don't be surprised if that's something on the Bears list. It just seems like a Bears thing to do. You know, you go back and forth.
After missing out on someone, they do it again.
I can see them do it. But number 1 is still Ben Johnson. I think Cliff Kingsbury is lower than my top 5 because I don't want him, because I saw what he does as the head coach in Arizona. I don't want that guy.
I don't like what he did with Kyler Murray out there. I don't like what he did.
He's not a leader of men. If you talk about leader of men, I don't want him then.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a problem I have for him. So that's my top 5. I know, you know, Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn is a good coach, but I think he's really just a product of what's going on in the offense. I don't even think he's a really great defensive coordinator. You know, so that's not for me. Thomas Brown, I like him a lot. If Thomas Brown told me that he wanted to be an offensive coordinator, he wanted to stay an offensive coordinator, I would pair him with one of these older coaches. I just talked about, you know, I just talked about Pete Carroll. Thomas Brown would be a good offensive coordinator for me. I wouldn't mind that combination.
Yeah. Keep him on the. I would love to have him on the staff. I mean, not as a head coach, he's not ready yet, but just having him in the coordinator, him on the staff in the booth, I'm good. I can work.
He has a combination. He seems to be he's done something. He's a draw with Caleb Williams, so I enjoy that overall. I think that's a very good place that we could start with these coaching. I don't want Mike McCarthy. I do not want.
No,
I don't want him. I don't want him.
No,
I don't want
anybody that's a descendant of Green Bay. I don't want nothing to do with them. We saw what happened with Luke Getsy. I don't want anybody that coached Green Bay. No, I don't
want anybody with Green Bay, and I don't want anybody from Dallas Cowboys.
Yes,
I don't care about Dallas Cowboys as much as I'm more worried about. You know, if good quarterbacks don't like him, right? And he has a bad relationship. He had a tough relationship with Aaron Rodgers, and Caleb Williams' favorite quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, and all that other stuff. I just don't want to deal with that.
Screams dysfunction.
Yeah, exactly. And we could be in here week 1 and have a problem.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question? So I put Kevin O'Connell in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who would be the one coach that you would trade for?
Oh, well, I got 2, but I know you said 1, but I got 2.
Oh, give me 2. That's fine.
Okay, so I got Kyle Shanahan.
Okay.
And Sean McVay. We said who?
You already said he doesn't want to come. And Sean McVay. Yeah. I mean, Sean McVay does a great job. I don't think he wants to leave LA. You know,
he's not leaving LA. He's not leaving LA.
No, I think he might, but he will retire. I don't think he's going to come leave LA to go to Chicago and keep on coaching. Yeah. But those are 2 good names. I like both of those names.
Yeah.
What about you, Ben?
O'Connell. I haven't really thought of a trade, so maybe I haven't really thought of a trade, so I don't really think anything besides that.
It doesn't have to be anyone that you think is going to be.
I just want a rock. I was like, if we could get like Tomlin, give me Tomlin, give me a rock. It's something solid.
That's if I'm trading for anybody, it's Mike Tomlin. If I'm trading for anyone, I'm trading for Mike Tomlin. F it. Let's go. Anzo, give me your quarterback.
I'll take your 10 wins. I'll take your 10 wins every year.
Yeah, but as I digress, I think that's a pipe dream. There's no way that any of that would happen. I don't think the Bears won it. I don't think Pittsburgh wants it, but I would enjoy that. Yeah.
Let's give the Pittsburgh fans what they want. Let's give them what they want.
I like Tom. I like Tomlin. I like him. I mean, he's done a hell of a job as a coach over there. But I would just say, just off this year alone, I think there's some question marks as far as the way. I think
they're terrible. They should not be this good.
They shouldn't. But I just think with the way he's handling the Russell Justin situation is kind of like, and George Pickens too. The way he's handling George Pickens too, though.
What did he do bad with George Pickens?
I think
George Pickens is a knucklehead.
He is, but
I wouldn't expect that.
He is.
He's also their best wide receiver. So you don't hurt the team by worry about this knucklehead. So I have no problem with what Tomlin is doing. He's also the same coach that handled AB. We didn't know how crazy AB was until he left Pittsburgh.
And Claypool.
We didn't know how crazy he was until he left.
Yeah. I mean,
we think with these Pittsburgh wide receivers, we think they're crazy. You see them now,
Tomlin keeps
crazier than that.
Him in line. Exactly. He keeps them in line.
Keeps them somewhat in the game.
Anzo says, no. You're not getting it like Tomlin. No.
Yeah.
Stop that.
No. Hey, you complain about constantly being
in the playoffs forever. to never have a losing.
Give us that. Give us that.
20 to never having a losing record.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pipe dream, though. It is very much a pipe dream. Yes, it is.
No, they were trying to get rid of him last year.
And he somehow got a winning record. Somehow got a winning record last year. Somehow.
Always. He's like Palpatine. Somehow Palpatine returns. That's what Mike Tomlin does. Somehow he makes the playoffs, no matter who it is. That's interesting. Okay. Other big questions. Who would you keep on the offensive line?
Jenkins.
Never complain about him at all.
Jenkins. Wright's saying Jenkins. You gotta get Jenkins off the thing, and that's it.
So you're keeping Jenkins.
Darnell Wright.
You have to re-sign him.
Okay, how much do you think he's going to be worth? Like $8 million? $8 million a year?
He's hurt all the time.
Probably lower than that. He's hurt all the time. I would say, who would I keep? I would say, I'll say Darnell Wright, and that's probably it. I mean, I like Braxton Jones, but I don't know how he's going to be after this ankle injury. But Darnell Wright, from what I've seen this year, is a cornerstone. I think it's a cornerstone for that year.
I think he had a terrible.
He had a terrible. I think he had a bad year, but I think he's your most. He has the potential to be a cornerstone for the future. That's the only person I would keep on that line as of right now. Nobody else on that line that I've seen can hold down the fort. Jenkins is hurt all the time. Braxton Jones is hurt, kind of like keep turning down that pathway. Shelton
he played a lot of games the last 2 seasons. Like he played all 3 years. He's played a lot.
Yeah. Shelton is just we was just there. Our centers, we can never get those right. And Pryor's a backup.
Okay.
So, like I said, just right now. Yeah.
At this point, Tevin Jenkins is pretty much like, I'm here for like half the season, and you're gonna have to pay me like a half season dude.
He doesn't seem like he wants to come back. He said he's 50-50 on it. So he doesn't know. So
if it feels me, I'll keep Darnell Wright. I will sign Tevin Jenkins to a $5 million or $6 million prove it year. 1 year, $6 million prove it deal. I'll keep Matt Pryor. I would.
He's a good backup.
Are these your offensive line? Are these your starters?
These just people I'm keeping on the offensive line. Right. I'm going to draft me a left tackle. I'm going to draft me a center. And I'm going to get a real good free agent left guard.
And I'm thinking,
the person I'm saying I'm keeping Tevin Jenkins and put him at right guard. I'm putting him at right guard.
And you want Trey Smith, right?
Yep, exactly. So I would do that and see where in the chips lie. Then I'll get older left tackle to be there for my left tackle. If he gets hurt, he has his back. I'll get an older left tackle. I'll move Amagaji to the right tackle or guard. I'll move Abagachi possibly to guard because he's a big dude. He's a fighter. Maybe I'll put him as my backup left guard. Maybe that, or to replace Tevin Jenkins eventually. You know, but I'm definitely going full center. I'm replacing most of that line. I'm talking about backups. Everyone else can go. Everyone else can go. And that's all I'm keeping.
Okay.
All right. What about Keenan Allen? Keenan Allen has come out and says, I'm either playing Chicago or LA or no one else.
Are you willing to take a cheaper contract?
Yeah. Say, what would you offer him?
How much are you making this year?
20 million.
I'll say what? A 2-year. Let's say
20?
what? 50. Yeah. No, he probably gonna accept that 2 year 220. I'll say 225. 2 years, 2 years 25 or 2 years 30.
I'm doing 2 years, $23 million.
Yeah, around that, between 2 years 20. I would keep him.
And I'm giving $14 million his first year. And I'm giving $6 million, $8 million the second year. I'm putting most of the money up front.
Player option, probably, right? For the second
year.
The second year. Yeah. So you can choose to leave or whatever. I will do it that way.
Yes.
Something we didn't talk about was the coaching searches. I believe the Cowboys denied the Bears to talk to Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I said that they denied it. So no, and Mike McCarthy, and I'm glad that they denied it.
Yeah. Oh, you also got Arthur Smith too. They interviewed Arthur Smith also.
No.
They are.
No.
We're
not going to use DJ. We're probably going to use like Tyler Scott or something.
Well, they're already not using DJ Moore, so that's another reason why you have to put another offensive coordinator in there. I don't know what it is about Caleb Williams. He's not being able to throw the ball to DJ Moore, but he needs to learn. He has to figure out what's going on. Why does he have the yips? You have to throw the ball so short to DJ Moore. He had how many catches did he have this year, Grant?
Yeah, 96.
96 catches, right?
Yeah.
No, 98.
How many yards? 998. He had 98 and had how many yards? 966?
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
If Caleb knew how to throw the ball to him, he could easily have possibly a 1,200-yard season. I'm being honest. If it wasn't so many, maybe more. I mean,
yeah, 13 last year with Justin Fields.
And like I said, for me, the next coordinator that has to come in here. I understand, when you watch the All 22 with the Q, I watched the All 22 all year with the QB school, and they're saying how you should have used DJ Moore more of a Deebo Samuel role. But at the end of the day, I know that DJ Moore has a better route tree than what we're giving him this year. That what we gave him this year.
The last 3 years, he's had it better.
He has a great route tree. But the fact that we're using him in these little, running back, had him running back at a couple of times and stuff like that, that's a recipe for disaster because your quarterback can't throw him the ball. I don't understand. I didn't understand it.
For disaster, but I think that's not using it the right way.
No.
This might be another reason why you like Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Because when I see DJ Moore, I think of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
The
way he runs routes. Except DJ Moore is a better runner with the ball.
Yeah.
So he showed you that he could use a number one receiver, but that has those type of skills. That's a 6 foot guy who's quick out his breaks and things like that. So you can use that, and Jameson can still get the ball. So you get Roman Doomsday as that. Then Keenan Allen becomes your possession receiver. Much better than Tim Patrick. Yeah. But the thing about the Ben Johnson that I also like is that he wants to bring his offensive line coach. That's the only way. If he's going to come, he says, I have to bring my offensive line coach. We are a package deal.
Yeah, that's very good, actually.
I mean, Chris Morgan's got a lot of blame this year. I mean, like I said, in rightfully so. But I think Caleb had to stop taking so many. Yeah, Caleb had to stop taking sacks. Yeah, and Caleb was running into sacks this year also. Running into him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm holding on to the ball. Stuff like that. He does. But I also want to allude back to the Keenan Allen thing. Let's say we don't keep him. I was looking at a receiver from Oregon. I don't know if he's coming out or not.
No,
Tez
you're
Johnson.
You're not drafting another receiver.
I don't know. I don't know what his grade is in the. I don't know what his grade is, but I'm saying if he's in the later rounds, I'm just saying if you don't keep Keenan Allen, if Tez Johnson's there in the third or fourth round,
he's going early.
He's going early, Tez Johnson? Okay, so then. So
I know Tez Johnson as I know.
You cannot.
No, sorry.
No, you can't.
Another receiver.
No, you can't.
have to go offensive and defensive line.
No, you can't. You can't. I was just saying, as far as I didn't know Tez Johnson's great, but like I said, if he was like a third, fourth, fifth round receiver, maybe. But what I'm saying is, like you said,
Even then, no, because that's when you get your best offensive lineman. You better get your third round pick. Better be a center. Your fourth round pick better be depth. Guys that might be the hurt that could come in and have all the talent. That's what you have to be looking for fourth round.
Yeah.
Then you need to just be looking at backup linemen, all backup defensive linemen. You need to be finding bigger guys, run stoppers, defensive tackles that don't run, that only stop the run. You need that.
So you need the space eaters. You need space eaters.
Caleb shorted my wide receiver 120 yards this season. Couldn't hit my 1K mark for more. And you know it's funny. He could have. He could have. After the game, you start to realize all he needed was 34 yards.
Yeah.
Yep.
All that, he's still going to need 34 yards. That's how good DJ Moore is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So no, I am at the point where I think Ben Johnson works as long as he doesn't want to have say or who's going to be the defense, be the GM. I don't want anyone who wants to have say over the GM.
Right.
That's where I have a problem.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I heard today that though it was rumors going around that he does want his own GM and polls might be out. But I think here's
the issue. So he was linked to Jacksonville.
They keep him bulky. And I know.
But now they're keeping him. So now Jacksonville doesn't have an opening at GM. Decided to keep him.
So now there's a dumpster. Yeah, there's a dumpster fire down there. Though,
I don't know why we keep bulky. I don't know why would he keep bulky.
So they decided to. So there's nowhere that you could go short of what, not New York. Maybe the Jets. You go to the Jets. You go to
New England.
The Raiders.
You go to New England.
Vrabel's good.
The reason why they did it was for Vrabel.
Okay.
That's what, once he talks to Chicago, once they offer him the job, he's going to go there.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that we haven't talked about that you guys would like to be an option?
Who is we got Mike Kafka and we have
that's a joke.
And we have Drew Petzing. I don't know too much about Drew Petzing.
Mm-hmm.
That's another person that they're interviewing.
Yeah, they were interviewing a couple of people actually. More than the guy, the Iowa State offensive coordinator, head coach, is also being interviewed. So poor Moore, his best QB success was with Justin. I missed that combo for fantasy.
I miss it too. I miss it too as a fan. I miss it too. Trust me, I miss it. But it is what it is.
But one of the things I don't miss is I actually like seeing two receivers actually catching the ball instead of like pretty much last year was pretty much just the Moore show.
Moore and Komet. That was it.
I didn't care about that. That's fine. Go to him.
Yeah. Also, I do like
seeing Darnell Mooney go to Atlanta and actually play well.
But I knew that Darnell Mooney was fine. It was never his problem. Tennessee's another place that you could bring your own GM. But
they're not firing Callahan after 1 year.
That's a dumpster.
They already said Callahan is going to have to be there, right? So the only place you could go where you have both head coach and GM, the Jets, right?
But I don't want to go to that. The thing is, I don't think he wants to go to the dumpster fire. That's
what I'm saying. That's it. That's the only choice. So if that's the thing,
you might get to choose. You might get to choose the GM, but you're not the guy he's going to be listening to. It's going to be Aaron.
My point is that Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone. First of all, he's gone.
Yeah.
But understand if you want to, I think a healthy friction between your GM and your head coach is good. I think that's a good thing to happen. And for the Bears to turn their season around, once again, we knew that they had the opportunity to win 9 or 10 games. They had a chance to sweep Green Bay. They had a chance to beat Detroit. on those games. They had a chance to beat Minnesota. So you have that, and they have a tough road next year.
Oof,
It's,
yeah,
it's
have you seen that?
we don't
Oh
see
my
the schedule.
God,
We don't know,
bro.
but the
Oh,
overall who they're playing
their
is
away games, gauntlet. The away teams they're playing, gauntlet. You got Baltimore, Philly. You got Washington again.
So I'm gonna read you exactly what. So away is the Lions, Green Bay, Minnesota, Baltimore, the Raiders, San Francisco again, Washington, the Eagles, and the Bengals.
Gauntlet.
All away. And we were just 1-7 this year.
Gauntlet.
Home games. Of course, Lions, Green Bay, Minnesota, Dallas, the Giants, Steelers, the Saints, and I think the Browns. I think this other one.
So basically, I see 4 realistic as the floor. Floor is the floor.
Not gonna lie, Brian. If you said the Giants and the Steelers are home games, right?
Mm-hmm.
If Justin Fields on any one of them teams, I will be at that game.
I'm gonna be there anyway. Doesn't even matter. What up, peanut butter and wafers, man? How's it going? Yeah. Our one out for the 2024 Atlanta Chicago tie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, that was a heartbreaker for you.
They got their quarterback though down there in Atlanta. They got a quarterback.
Yes, they do.
They got that guy. That's the guy.
Only if they didn't waste $100 million of Kirk Cousins, who will be released this year. He will be released before the next year comes in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you guys before you get to the next
pour out one for our 2024 Atlanta and Chicago Bears. Yeah.
How would you guys grade the overall rookie season of Caleb Williams, Rome Odunze? Matter of fact, that whole 2024 draft, if you had to give a grade for all of those players, what would you give?
That's too much out in the air because their whole draft, it's too much. I'm a guy who gets an F minus.
He's not good. He's not good.
I didn't think he was good before. So that's hard to say.
Caleb's a C. Caleb, I'll see C.
But Caleb's is a C plus, but I knew what he was going to be.
Right.
I knew that he's going to have a problem. He's going to have problems figuring all this stuff out. I knew, when you have a quarterback. Here's the difference. Okay, so like Jane Daniels, the reason I was so high on Jane Daniels at the beginning of the season, while I was so high on Washington Commanders at the beginning of the season, you can go back and look at it. I said they're going to make me right outside the playoffs. I thought they're going to win 9 to 10 games. That was my big thing. But I watched because you have a quarterback who's learned offense, right? He learned 2 different offenses that wasn't revolving around him. He wasn't given the reins, and we're going to make the offense work around you. That's not what happened. He was like, you have to learn how to do these things. You have to learn what you're doing. And that was my big thing about Jane Daniels. He knows he can work with a good offensive line, with a bad offensive line. He could do whatever it takes. And I thought that was going to be good. Caleb Williams walked into every place he went in and thought that I'm the best player, and the whole offense needs to revolve around me. And if I don't like you, what you're going to revolve around me, I'm going to leave. So he never had to show and prove himself. So coming into the NFL, when you have all this stuff and you think everything revolves around you, you have all these yes men saying, whatever you said, Caleb, whatever, instead of coaching him hard. I knew we were going to have a problem. I knew it. I saw it coming, and they would say, oh, it's the best team the first round pick has ever been on. But he's the problem. He would not be the one to lead us there. I knew that was going to happen, and I'm not surprised by his season at all. Okay, Rome Odunze, I'll
give him a B.
Was a luxury pick.
I'll give him a B though. Luxury.
He was a luxury pick. You
shouldn't have been.
Yeah. You should have been getting Joe Brady. You should have been trying to get an offensive tackle. That's what you really needed. But Rome Odunze was a luxury pick. Now that we have him, I like him, but I didn't think if you're getting that guy, then why are you getting Keenan Allen? Then you need to spend that money that you're spending Keenan Allen on someone on the offensive line. But Rome Odunze needs to work on catching the ball, concentrating through easy pitches, and holding on to the ball high and tight. But overall, I think he's going to be a very, very good wide receiver for years to come. So we knew he was going to be more successful. I'm glad we hit on Jaden Daniels from the start. 100%. You go back, me and Martin both said during the show, like, look, Jaden Daniels is going to be the rookie of the year. He's the more prepared quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I kept on saying the Bears should just trade down.
Yeah,
he's the one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Aaron, what do you grade? And then we'll let Grant answer his own question.
Okay, so Caleb C, Rome B, Amagaji F. Toy Taylor, why did we get a punter?
Again, why you draft a punter twice in 2 years?
Ego.
He's very good, but why?
Yeah.
Why? It's a case of based off this season, we're probably going to need him a lot more. We're going to need him.
What you got, Grant? Then what's your grade?
I got Rome a B. The reason I say B is because, like you said, he could catch like the tough catches, but like the easy ones, he'll like, when wide open, he'll drop some of them. And there was a lot of miscommunication between him and Caleb on a lot of throws and stuff. But his route running is pretty good. It's just that, like you said, the problem with him was we having guys running in the same spot, so make it harder for our quarterback to see where we was to go to the ball to. Caleb, I'll give him a C+ because, like I said, the stats he had a total of 4,000. If you include rushing, he had 4,031 yards, 20 all-purpose yards, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 62.5 completion percentage, and a 87.8 passer rating. So from the outside looking in, it's like a pretty damn good season. But at the end of the day, there was a lot of stuff that he could really improve on. Footwork is one of them. He has terrible footwork.
Terrible footwork. He's
terrible
lazy.
Footwork in the pocket. He clicks his feet together, which when you clicking your feet together when you're throwing, you get air mails and stuff like that. His first halves were terrible. It's been plenty of games. We had like 40 yards in the first half. But like I said,
then goes to like 160 in the second half.
Yeah, when the defense is playing
easy because you're exactly you're going against a terrible
defense. Yeah. So if you look at the Bear fans, like, we need to be honest with ourselves. You can look at the stats and say, wow, he had a good season. But at the end of the day, there's a lot left to be desired because of the second half, and we have to come back constantly and stuff like that. So I'll give him a C+ because at the end of the day, he has shown the flashes of leading game-winning drives and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't even be in those situations where we couldn't finish a lot of drives. We couldn't finish. We would like a whole.
We couldn't run the ball. We can't run the ball.
He was also changing plays at the line of scrimmage, giving them way too much at the beginning.
Yes,
just tell him to stop. Just stop. Like, okay, run the play. I don't care. Run the play.
I'll go to what Brian said this a few weeks ago before the Packers game, before we played them at home when we changed coordinators. Brian said it's just like we're putting too much on his plate.
Wow, starting Akers. He did okay though. He had at least a run.
Yeah, but they were he was doing too much at the line. He's audibling in the plays, screens, and audibling in the screens, and just not making too much sense. But I'll go to like Amagaji, like you said, I'll give him an F because, like I said, I really don't know. He was injured most of the training camp.
He's not able to play in this league. I knew that from the beginning.
Yeah.
And also, third round pick
athletic.
You went. He's very athletic. He's very athletic, but he's not. Yeah. He hasn't put it all together yet. Right. So it was way too soon to draft him on the third round.
Yes. Austin Booker. I'll give him probably a D+ because, like I said, incomplete. But I have seen flashes from him too. He has good get-offs on the ball, but at the same time,
he can't tackle. He cannot tackle.
I guess do have a Cam Akers fetish. I don't know why. They just keep bringing him in no matter what.
Yeah. Tory Taylor, I'll give him a B+. He's really good punter. But that was, like you said, a luxury pick. But I'm still kind of pissed off at Caleb for saying before the year, you're not gonna be punting that much. Really punting that much. So we're not.
Oh, you've been punting. He's been punting all year.
Yeah, probably our best special teams player, to be honest.
top 5 player. Period. We're talking about, man.
Yeah, top 5. I mean, shoot. But like I said, I think the rookie class is probably, they didn't lie. They said it's probably the most important rookie class in decades for the Bears. But I think if you're going to build a juggernaut, this next draft coming up is probably the biggest draft of Ryan Pohl's career right here. If you miss on this, it's going to be probably over for you.
Now, see, here's the issue. If you're going to grab a new coach, you're going to have to extend Ryan Poles if you're keeping him.
I see.
That's just the fact. You're going to have to extend him no matter what. So looking at that, I'm like, well, is that what I want? It doesn't matter if that's what you want. Because if you're going to keep a head coach, you want to have a good head coach, you're going to want to have a stable GM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not a lame duck.
Exactly. So you got to do it. Yeah. Rose says, I have a DeAndre Swift fetish. Bro, I have a problem.
I hate him.
No,
I
you know what?
How many 1,000-yard seasons has DeAndre Swift had? It's Ty career.
One.
Two.
One.
No, one. I
don't believe how many times that. Oh my god.
Two. I would say my problem with DeAndre is not really
forward.
That he bounced outside a lot. I think
he always bounce outside. He does those things without running in the middle of the field. He has had this year. He had 959 yards. This was the closest. He last year he had 1049. Besides that, he's never been above 620 yards.
Yeah,
all those years with Lions, he never went above 620 yards.
But I do think this is where Poles kind of flopped at. I'm not more so mad at DeAndre Swift, the player. I'm more mad at DeAndre Swift, the scheme. What I mean by that is,
okay, so I know exactly what you're going to go with this. But remember, before you said, I'm going to let you finish what you're going to say. But remember, the Bears were an outside run gap scheme team at the beginning of the season. Right. They had to change to a man-on blocking scheme by the middle of the season because they realized that their offensive line wasn't good enough.
Right.
But they were an outside run team. That's why they wanted to go with Swift.
Right. But I do think they could have stayed with that if they would have kept Justin. Though. I think he would work better with Justin. I think Montgomery would have been a better fit for Caleb. You know, like Montgomery.
Montgomery's a good pick for no matter what.
Yeah, no matter what. But I think if
you could have paid him a 3-year, $18 million contract and been killing it right now.
That's what I'm saying. But like I said, I still think if you would have brought Swift in with Justin, or you would have brought or Saquon in with the Justin, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Saquon ran for 2,000 yards in 16 games, so Saquon would have been no problem. Josh Jacobs would have been a better.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Josh Jacobs would
have been roll 07. No.
I don't know, man. No, man.
No, Swift has never had a season with. If David Montgomery was behind the Eagles, Eagles offensive line, he would have so many yards. Yeah. I want to read you David Montgomery's stats for his career. Okay, he's had 889, 1070, 849, 801. 10-15, and this year he got hurt. Instead, at 775 yards. Okay, so that's DeAndre Swift. For David Montgomery, he's had over 5,000 yards. DeAndre Swift for his career is 520, 617, 542. Behind the Eagles, he did 1049 and then 959.
And that's by getting over 260 carries.
Yeah,
and only 3,600 yards. 3,600 yards. That's all he's had this entire career. And wasn't that because DeAndre was? I mean, David Montgomery was on the Bears his first 4 years.
Yeah.
DeAndre Swift ran behind the Eagles' offensive line and still barely got 1,000 yards.
They got him paid too.
Said Justin Fields is fire. I still love Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is going to go to be a New York Giants, and Brian Daboll Mark my words, guys. I'm saying it. You guys hear me saying it. When I come back, I say I told you so. Don't be surprised that the Giants are going to make it to the playoffs next year.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Malik Neighbors and Justin Fields are going to blow ish up. Watch. Switch just on worst teams. The Lions had the best offensive line.
The other shit makes me mad. Makes me mad. He makes me mad.
No, not just Swift. I always said that he always gets drafted high, and I was like, I just don't believe in him. But then he became on my team, and I can't say nothing. Yeah, in the season, he just kind of wears down in the season. Yeah. Yes,
no,
let's fucking go, Justin.
For me, I don't know how many times where it's like it's 3rd and 2, and you decide to bounce. Just run forward.
Yeah.
Just run.
I would have rather kept Roshan and had someone else. I'm telling you,
Herbert and Khalil Herbert.
No, I wouldn't do that. But Josh Jacobs, I think was a better fit.
For this team.
I thought that was a better fit. Okay. That's fun. So we're gonna have an offseason, guys, full of moves. And do you think anything that the Bears do is going to change their playoff outlook for next season?
Focus on trenches.
As far as free agency goes, or just the whole offseason?
No, so that means head coach, free agency, draft. Are they going to make the right moves in order to bring the right people in?
Should I give my opinion, or should I say my opinion? Like, okay, get Ben Johnson or Mike or Brian Flores. Get like minimum three linemen, offensive or defensive, and draft 2 linemen in the draft.
What if I told you this? What if I told you that the Bears gave up their 2026 first round pick, their 2025 second round pick, that's the Carolina Panthers pick, and a 4th round pick this year, and they got the best defensive end in the league, in my opinion,
Myles Garrett
from the Cleveland Browns. Would you do that?
Yes. Give me it. Yes.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Do you guys know how old Myles Garrett is?
You got to be like 28, 29, right?
27.
27 years old.
That's in a heartbeat. That's in a heartbeat. Heartbeat.
The best defensive end in all the NFL. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year again this year. Dude, Myles freaking Garrett. I would do whatever I could to do that. If Post pulled that off,
all is forgiven.
All is forgiven.
All's forgiven.
All's forgiven. But I mean, to answer your initial question,
for Dynasty Fields and Neighbors, he will be amazing. Unfortunately, he will win that next year. Then
Jacobs, Breece Hall. I like Breece Hall too.
For Dynasty, I think Breece, when he has a regular quarterback, will be fine again. To dump Keenan Allen.
Okay, if you're going to dump him,
if I give him for the right number,
who's my third?
You don't even need one. Honestly, you don't need one. But I would take him if I can pay him less. Talking about my dynasty players, I know. I love Myles Garrett so much. But he says, I feel like Micah is more likely to move teams. I don't.
That's another one.
Mike is going. Mike is probably, if he's going to move, he's going to Philly.
I see him going to Washington with Dan Quinn. I can see that. I can see him going to Washington.
I see him going to Washington too.
I can see him going to Washington with Dan Quinn, man.
He's going.
Go to Jaden Daniels. Going to Washington. I see that.
I can see that happen.
But Myles Garrett, you could trade for him. And Cleveland they have to redo it. I don't know if you guys heard, but Deshaun Watson had a setback. I did hear about that. He might not be ready by the beginning of the season.
That might be. I heard that might be a Justin Fields option too in Cleveland. I've heard that. I've heard that as well too.
He's not.
I mean, he's been in Ohio before, so I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Waddle or the 105. I'm probably thinking Waddle. This year's draft, 105 would be interesting. In this year's draft, I'm probably taking the 105. Because in my opinion, I think the fifth best player that's going to be drafted. I'm probably going to go McMillan from Arizona.
Yeah,
I think McMillan will be better off than Waddle because I don't know what's going on at quarterback. So I will probably take McMillan. I think he's probably the best. I think that's the best. Oh shoot, sorry. That's the best wide receiver that's going to be coming out this draft. Personally,
you still got Travis going 1, right?
He says I got Waddle over McMillan. I got McMillan over Waddle. He's going to be a wide receiver number 1, but who's going to throw him the ball? He'll be a number 1 receiver. I think he will be. I think he's going to be able to do
one bad hit from B done.
And every time Tua goes out, you suffer. Yes, Micah too. This is a great.
No, like he's one bad hit from B done.
Subject Martin's dynasty roster. That's exactly what it is. Man, all these are good things, good questions going forward. I think the Bears have a lot of work to do, but it really starts with the head coach. So until you figure out the head coach, you can't really do anything else. The draft is going to be interesting for us because we have number 10. We also have
39. We got 39 and 47.
47.
39, 41.
Yeah. So it's 39, 41. So it's
41.
We won't have like 10. We have 10 or 9?
10.
10. So 10,
39, 41.
And
then like
71 or something like that. 77.
71. Yeah.
71. So we have 4 in the top 77. Top 75. 4 picks in top 75. So I think that those picks matter. And you have to hit on all of them, and you have to get some free agents in here. If you do those things, you could change any team. But you have to make sure you have depth pieces at the line, and you have someone that can stop the run, and someone's going to help Montez Sweat. If you can do those things, all of a sudden this entire team changes. So get on it, Poles. You're going to really earn your keep. And if you don't do it,
you're out. 2 quick questions. I know we're about to end here soon.
Mm-hmm.
But the one question, do you extend Kyler Gordon this year?
Mm-hmm.
And my other question is the big question that everybody's been divided on. Do you trust Ryan Poles to lead this team where it needs to go after the debacle with Eberflus and all the misses that he's had? Do you trust him?
I think you have to. I think you have to let Poles have a year to cook, and that you're not going to, if you really want a new GM, then do it. But really, he put a lot of players in position. Mm-hmm. He had a decent roster. He just didn't figure out the offensive line.
Yeah,
he knew he was going to have a problem defensive line, and he was going to make a move during the season. Just couldn't find it. But he needs to stop bargain basement hunting for defensive linemen and offensive linemen. You need to go get a good guy. If he can get that crap out of your mind, that because I'm an offensive lineman, anyone could be offensive lineman. We could just pick these guys are all good, just as good as anyone other ones. If you can
bottom of the barrel.
No.
Maybe.
No. I'm peanut butter and wafers. We are not having Doug Peterson here. Sorry. No. That's a no.
Doug Peterson's not bad, man, but he's an offensive coordinator if you have a great defensive coach. That's what it is.
Yeah. No Doug Peterson for me.
Caleb Gradon to Jay. Right now, Daniels is much better than he is. Right now, Caleb Williams will have to show what he has. Jay Daniels has the legs, he has the arm, he has the know-how, and he's had to play in different offensive schemes. So he knows how to do different things. I think Washington's only going to go up. They have more money than God this offseason too with the picks. So they're only going to be better. So I'm talking about 2 years. We're talking about that might be the number 1 team in the NFC East. And the number 1 team in the NFC, period.
Yeah. I can see it.
All right, guys. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, like I said, I
In
think
Dynasty.
in Dynasty.
Even then,
Dynasty.
I still did Jane Daniels because he has a running upside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like once I get off the show, now we're in the off season, I'm gonna do a lot of research on the upcoming draft, and I'm gonna see we all know what our needs are. I think our needs right now are probably offensive line, well, interior offensive line, especially interior defensive line. I know Pohl said today about Briskers is coming along. We probably need an extra safety. And like I said, I think
we're okay, safety. I think we're okay.
Yeah, I like Byard a lot too. I like Byard a lot.
But not just Kevin Byard, but also
I like Owens too.
Owens, Jonathan Owens is gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get rid of Elijah
as a third.
Yeah, he's a good backup safety that could play in a pinch if you need to. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah. But like I said, it's all going to depend on the head coach. I mean, we can say all the players we want, we can get all the players we want, but if we cannot get this coach wrong, again, can't keep doing this carousel over and over again. We got to get the coach. Do I think it's Ben Johnson? I mean, he's the hottest name out there amongst Bear fans, but I just want somebody that can take over the locker room, hold players accountable. That was the main thing all year. They were talking about accountability. Nobody was taking it. So I think we need to also make sure that whoever we get in, are we going to run a 4-3 defense or are we going to go back to a 3-4?
That's another thing. 3-4 in a long time. I don't think you need to go 3-4.
Yeah.
We always been a 4-3 team.
Yeah, we've always been that.
Yeah.
LT Overton is someone that I want you guys to keep an eye on. He has a lot of raw from Alabama.
Like he's raw, but
he's really raw.
He's a tackle.
He's a defensive end.
He's a D-tackle.
Defensive end. Okay.
Defensive end. So you could put him on and get him for maybe a third round, second round, third round pick, and all of a sudden have someone really good that's been great before and has unbelievable talent. So just keep that in mind when you're looking through all this stuff. And I always recommend everyone to go through NFL Draft Buzz. I think that's a very good site to really figure out guys. It's great. So where do the Bears pick him for round one? Y'all like the defensive tackle Graham?
I like Graham.
Yes.
I like Graham a lot. I like Graham.
I love
Graham.
Have to get an offensive tackle first.
You got to go offensive tackle though. Will Campbell or that guy from Texas. The guy from Texas I've heard a lot about. I forgot his name. The guy from Texas. He is nice. But either him or Will Campbell, if they fall to that point though.
But that's why you have to go offensive tackle first, and then that's why I'm talking about Overton for like maybe a late second rounder, early third rounder pick, because you're going to still need that defensive end. You're still going to need that 3 technique, but I think you spend money for the 3 technique.
Yeah.
Be the run stopper.
Looking at free agency for
Thank you guys. So T. Higgins had 10 touchdowns in 12 games. Why are people sleeping on him? Because they're stupid. T. Higgins is going to be unbelievable. On some team. Don't let it be New England. Don't give him. Oh boy.
Well,
guys, I'm hit the like button because it's free. We'll appreciate you if you do that. Thank you guys for that.
Looking at free agency for tackles. Derek Nottie as a run stopper.
Yeah. I want someone as with some years on them. I need a defensive tackle that knows how to stop the run, but we also need a good 3 technique if we continue to do his defense. So good 3 technique is hard to find, but the Jets have one that might be available.
Yeah.
Quinn Williams.
I'm just saying.
Give me him in a heartbeat. Or I heard Jonathan Allen too, though, from Washington. He could be. I heard he might be.
You can probably get him for real cheap.
Yeah.
So Kelvin Banks to the Bears might fit. Kelvin Banks is not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
I still think our defense is going to be pretty good next year. It's just a matter of how is the offense, whoever the coach is going to be, how's that going to look next year? Especially if Keenan stays or goes. Are we going to put more, are we going to have Rome and DJ out there more, or are we going to keep doing forcing the ball to Keenan Allen with the option route, out route, or in route with Keenan Allen on the inside? So, like I said, hopefully somebody comes with a scheme. And Thomas Brown said that yesterday in his end of the year press conference, that if he does come back in some sort of offensive coordinator role, that everything's going to change. Now, I don't know what that means, but
because he kind of explained it. He said, I didn't want to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
So when I took over, I wanted to go stay with the same guys I have, use the same scheme, and not try to reinvent it for everybody. So I understand, I respect him a lot before that.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, we're gonna get out of here. We will be back here next Tuesday talking about this stuff more. We're going to break down more because I don't want to go through everything we could go through because we got a long off season and we got to talk about the things that are happening. We got to talk about the head coaching candidates. We'll start breaking those people down. And then after through the playoffs, we'll start looking at the draft buzz. We'll start looking at what's good fits for the Chicago Bears. Who should be looking at? Just like Martin just said, he says, Kelvin Banks to Bears is my fit. We will discuss these guys. And if our sister channel, the Dynasty Pylon, this is the one that we're going to go through all these players. So you need to come in here, drop likes, join Dynasty Pylon, join all of us, and we will be back here tomorrow on Dynasty Pylon going over what's going to happen for the playoffs, and then we'll break down what we're going to do for a lot of these incoming draftees. So appreciate you guys.
Looking forward to it.
Appreciate Grant and Barry being here, guys. Thank you.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive.